Welcome to today's episode of the Hindu newspaper analysis. And today's date is 26th September 2024. And the important takeaways from today's newspaper are: in page number 1, 57% turnout in peaceful phase 2 polling in Jammu and Kashmir, and Riyasi district records highest voting percentage. It's of about 74.7, and followed by Pooch at 73.8%, and Srinagar's turnout exceeds Lok Sabha figure. No booth reported any incident warranting a repoll, says the election commission. So in Jammu and Kashmir, the second phase of the assembly elections are going on. So in this from this article, you can read about the election commission, how election takes place, and voting behavior. Those topics you can cover. And the next article is: court orders Lokayukta probe against Karnataka CM in Muda case, seeks report in 3 months. Muda case is Mysore Urban Development Authority. So the chief minister and others on the alleged illegalities in the allotment of 14 sites worth rupees 56 crore to his wife by Mysore Urban Development Authority. So there is a case going on against Karnataka CM Siddaramaiah. And in this perspective, we have to see about the Lokayukta, how Lokayukta have been evolved, and what is Lokpal, Lokayukta, and why it is formed. And you can also refer to the 61 chapter of Lakshmikant. And now we'll look on the Lokayukta. So, Lokayukta is an anti-corruption ombudsman established at the state level in India. It investigates allegations of corruptions and maladministration against public officials, including politicians, government employees, public servants. It is seen as a key institution in promoting transparency and accountability in state governance. And the background is it was proposed by the first Administrative Reforms Commission in 1966. And it's a mechanism to address public grievances related to corruption and maladministration. And basically, Lokayukta contains a senior retired judge who is appointed by the governor of respective state. And some states like Uttar Pradesh, Himachal Pradesh, Andhra Pradesh, Gujarat, Odisha, Karnataka, and Assam. Those states have prescribed the qualification of the Lokayukta, but no specific qualification are prescribed in the states of Maharashtra, Bihar, and Rajasthan. So for this, you can remember as Rama B. Ra means Rajasthan, Ma means Maharashtra, B means Bihar. So these three states have not specified any qualification for the Lokayukta. And what are its roles and functions are: it investigates corruption, public grievance redressal, and also it recommendation powers is there. And also it overrides the other. The Lokpal will have the power of superintendence and direction over any investigating agency, including the CBI, for cases referred to them by the Lokpal. And so Lokpal is more. Now we are discussing about Lokayukta. So there are many structural variations in various states. It's given in Lakshmikant, just you can go through it. And the first state to create Lokayukta is Odisha, and there are about 22 states who are having the Lokayukta in states. And yeah, that's all about Lokayukta. Next, we'll switch to the other article. There is a custodial death. Hard to believe police narratives in death of Badlapur case accused, says the High Court. Just know what is custodial death and how the what are the provisions for custodial deaths. Is it fair? Who will be punished if custodial death is happened, if the person is died in the cell, in the jail, those things. Next article: Congress ruled Himachal government cites UP example makes display of ID mandatory for street vendors. So this can be seen as food safety steps towards food safety. Recently, we have seen that in Tirupati also they have not followed the food standard norms. And recently, Uttar Pradesh chief minister have announced that every fast food center and food production center should keep a display of their identity cards and also contact numbers. And they also, the government is also giving ID cards for them, so that all street vendors, whether selling goods or food items, they must ensure hygienic food is sold. And everyone running a shop and vendors will have to clearly display their names and IDs. So the Himachal government have followed the footsteps of Uttar Pradesh government. And Uttar Pradesh government is BJP ruled, whereas Himachal Pradesh is Congress ruled. So they have following the footsteps of Uttar Pradesh in the food safety activities. So if the question is about the food safety norms and those things, we can, in the way forward, we can write this so that there is accountability. And in page number 2, Delhi government revises minimum monthly wages for workers. So they have given a graph. In that, as we know that the Miss Atishi have become a new CM for the Delhi, and on the first day she she revised the minimum monthly wages for workers. So in this perspective, we have to see what are the constitutional provisions for minimum wages for workers, and also the monthly per capita income based on annual per capita our country annual per capita income is about 1,72,000 per year, and when you calculate it per month, it's about 14,333 rupees of Indian average. So now they have announced revised salaries for 6 categories of people. One is unskilled worker, it's about 18,000; semi-skilled worker 19,000; skilled worker 21,000; non-matriculate 19,000; matriculate 21,000; graduate 23,000. I'm saying the approximate figure. It was 979, 929, like that are there. Those values are not required, but the thing is, the average per capita income per month is 14,300 in India. But the Delhi government have increased it. And regarding this, what are the constitutional provisions we have to look on? So minimum wages, according to Article 43 in the DPSP, Directive Principles of State Policy, it's mentioned, and this article will emphasize that state should endeavor to provide a living wage to all workers. A living wage ensures a decent standard of life, access to health and education, and subsistence also. And Article 39A of the DPSP also, it mandates to ensure that citizens, both men and women, have the right to an adequate means of livelihood. So it underlines the state's responsibility to provide fair wages, emphasizing equality and dignity for workers. Next, the Article 14 is there, right to equality. It guarantees equality before the law and equal protection of laws. So it ensures that there is no discrimination in wage payments. So that is there. And Article 16 also equality or opportunity in employment. So this provides provides equal of opportunity in matters of public employment. So this ensures that no worker is discriminated against on the basis of wages. So ensuring a fair pay for equal work is there. And other article is Article 23. It's about prohibition of forced labor, and it prohibits beggar and human trafficking. So this article is linked to minimum wages, as it prevents exploitation of workers by ensuring they are paid for their labor. So other key legislations are there is a Minimum Wages Act 1948 also. It's a primary law in, enforcing for the payment of minimum wages in India, and it enacted under the guidance of these constitutional principles, and it empowers the government to fix minimum wages for various industries and workers. So next we'll look on other article. 3 arrested from Burari for running a digital arrest racket. So these digital arrest crimes are going on. It's a cyber crime. Basically, a digital arrest racket. It refers to a fraudulent or criminal scheme which exploits digital platforms to falsely implicate or manipulate individuals. So leading to their arrest or legal entanglement. Such rackets usually involve cyber tools, hacking, spreading false information, or trapping or extort victims. They threaten them with legal consequences. So you did this mistake, if you don't follow our instructions, we are officers, you will be get arrested. So the victim will get digital threats out of it. And what are the features of this digital arrest is cyber manipulation takes place. So fraudsters, they will hack into accounts, and they manipulate online identities, or they plant incriminating evidence in this perspective. And also false information or claims also they will do, like they fake the documents, they mislead the digital footprints, and also they blackmail and extortion. Through the extortion, once a person is falsely implicated or threatened with arrest, fraudsters demand money to resolve that particular issue. So these things are there, and we need to look because there is a topic in the mains about the basics of cyber security. So in that this topic comes. So this is very important. The term digital arrest racket is very important in mains perspective also. Page number 3, RAI rolls out a 21-point winter action plan to combat air pollution. So these days we were seeing mostly about the winter action plan, and it is popping in newspaper every day. So let's look on what is 21-pointer action plan. So we have already discussed about 21 action plan, but again we have to revise those things. So now we'll see the 21 winter action plan. What are the components in it? The first one is air quality management. The second is to control the dust. Third is to control the traffic. Fourth is public transportation enhancement. Fifth is waste management. Sixth is health advisory issuance for vulnerable population. Seventh is about driving public awareness campaigns. Eighth is emergency response plans. Ninth is energy efficiency programs. 10th is building insulation initiatives to minimize energy consumption for heating. And also 11th is green cover increase to increase the trees by afforestation. 12th is industrial emission regulation. The 13th is vehicular emission standards. So the Delhi government want to put more standards from B6. I mean, they were changing, they were updating. They were also following the odd and even scheme. And monitoring and reporting is there. 15th is public health infrastructure, ensuring the health care facilities so that winter health related challenges can be addressed, mainly the respiratory diseases. The 16th is collaboration with NGOs. 17th is school programs to teach students about importance of air quality. 18th is farming practices. 19th is energy source transition, means from the coal, from the non-renewable energy sources to the renewable energy sources. 20 is regulatory framework for governing environmental protection and pollution control. And the last 21st is winter sports promotion. So develop winter sports activity and program to encourage community engagement and promote a healthy lifestyle. So this is a 21 pointer strategy by Rai, and Rai is the Delhi environmental minister, so he have announced. Next, just scroll. In page number 4, CBI claims false records were created in Arjikar rape and murder case. So there were allegations going on that, and CBI claimed that that certain false records were created at the Tala police station in connection with the Arjikar medical case. So and these allegations of tampering of evidence and delay in lodging FIR, justice, delaying justice, these things were reported by family members of the victim. And now the probe against Sikh's ex-principal was still in remand up to till September 30. He will be on. Next article. The misplaced move of one nation one election, and it's an editorial. It is written by former Secretary General Lok Sabha. So the summary of this article is that the committee is formed, and the former President of India Ramnath Kovind, so he is the head of that committee, and this committee contains Home Minister Amit Shah, a leader of opposition in the Rajya Sabha Ghulam Nabi Azad, a former chairman of 15th Finance Commission N.K. Singh, and former General Secretary Lok Sabha Subhash Kashyap, senior advocate and Central Vigilance Commissioner, Ministry of State of Independent in charge, and also Ministry of Law and Justice. So these many people are involved in the committee that is there. And also that report, whatever they have submitted, it contains 18,626 pages with a relatively short time on an issue of great importance. So now there are many criticisms for one nation one election, in that one thing is about the money. So basically he's blasting the truths behind those things, and he's saying that the arguments that the people are claiming against federalism are very thin. So he have given two reasons. First, the issue of savings in expenses given the great amount of money spent in each elections. So he's saying that according to Article 324 article, all elections to Parliament and the state legislatures are conducted by the Election Commission of India. And in 2023 and 24 budget, it allocated about 466 crores of rupees. And in 23 elections, it was only 320 crores, and the budget was increased, he's saying. And also, Article 324 in that bracket 6, according to that, the ECI on demand for the elections. I mean, state should provide a staff for the processing of elections, as we know. And other argument is that the assumption that money is saved because of the elections and all these things are not on the empirical evidence, he's saying, because money is not matching. And the second reason, he's saying that frequent election will disrupt developmental plans and projects of the government. We have seen in the criticism of one nation one election, and because of the model of conduct will be there, so there will be stoppage of some schemes. And for this also there is no empirical argument, he's saying. And but it is not known that elections have stopped the development momentum, that is also there. And in it is very interesting that the demonetization, when India have this demonetization happened, of 85% of India currency was done, and it was done closer to the UP elections. So that it is line is given, and it is a move against federalism. How he's claiming that because whenever under the Keshavananda Bharti case also, Parliament does not have the power to alter the basic structure. So this, whatever the one nation one election, will break the basic structure of the constitution, is saying. How means, under the Keshavananda Bharti case, Parliament does not have any power to alter the basic structure, and federalism is a part of the basic structure. And the proposed amendments which seek to do away with the fixity of tenure of the assembly and fixing assembly and making both elections together, he's saying that it is altering the basic structure, so it is unconstitutional. And also the functions of this one nation one election means, first, if it is if this one election one nation one election is conducted, then usually when we observe, the politicians comes to our places for asking votes during 5 years once. They will come for the begging of the not begging, for asking the votes, voting people. So if this one nation one election is if we conduct like this, the politicians who, they won't come, they come only every 5 years, he is saying that, he's saying. And also they would slowly move away from them and try to reconnect with them only in the election year. He's claiming that. And the political parties will slowly become lethargic when, if the one nation one election is being conducted. And also, if one nation one election is not there, then the elections are like with respect to periods it comes. So government might focus more on the development. He have given an opinion. That's all. In conclusion, he says that simultaneous election will alter the federal balance of the constitution, and it is not a priority issue for ordinary Indians. Therefore, the game is not worth the candle, he's saying. So other important editorial of today is China warnings shots with a mineral that run the world. So basically, he's saying that now the China is restricting its minerals to export to other countries so that it gain momentum towards the it is following aggressive policies. So basically, the China is China is a country so which with full of antimony, and this antimony and other metal is given. Antimony is a critical mineral which is used in strategic sectors like defense, for military equipments, for missiles, for infrared sensors, for flares, for ammunition, for arms, for weapons. So for all these things, we use antimony, and this antimony is exported from the China only. Now China is, in his opinion regarding to Greater China, is not a leader, not only a stakeholder, but also a leader, because it's a highest production. The critical minerals are highestly produced by the China only, and China, if it stops exports to other countries, then the other countries can't do it, and in that way, China is shifting its the strategies from. So he have given a word regarding that. Yeah. It has moved from the politicization to the weaponization stage because for two reasons. China has grown more comfortable using its mineral resources as a political tool. Now China is using its mineral resources as a political tool, he is claiming. And so he have given three countries names. One is the European Union. In that, because China is a monopoly status, it has monopoly status regarding to critical minerals, means it controls about 60% of rare earth production and also 60% of critical mineral production, and 80% of the processing worldwide it controls with its companies. So the European Union and countries such as India, Japan and the United States are strategically vulnerable due to their dependence on critical minerals. And in 2010, when Japan two ships, two trawlers, one of Japan and one of China's, they had an accident. So from that onwards, this China is restricted that sending of minerals to that Japan. And also you have given other instance where US and also UK is in UK ban on exports have been given. And so now let's look on the China's China's minerals overview. And key minerals that is dominated by China is, one is rare earth metals. China controls 85 to 90% of global supply of rare earth elements, and these are crucial for the production of high-tech devices like smartphones, electric vehicles, wind turbines, etc. And these rare earth elements also include neodymium, dysprosium, and terbium. So, and these are metals which we use in magnets and lasers and other cutting-edge technologies. And other metal is lithium. So lithium, as you know, that it is used in lithium ion batteries, and China is not the largest producer of lithium, but it's a major player in the lithium processing industry. So the next metal is cobalt, and China controls significant cobalt refining capacities, and this cobalt is essentially for EV batteries, and it also produces graphite, and it dominates in the production of natural graphite. And this natural graphite, the China produces about 60% of the world's supply of natural graphite. And there is other element called antimony. It is used in flame retardants, semiconductors, and batteries, and even the tungsten, which we use in the electric bulb. And it's a hard metals for cutting tools and electronics and defense applications. So that is also China is a leading producer for that. And also China supplies about 85% of the magnesium of the world, and it's a magnesium is a lightweight metal used in it is used in aerospace, automotives, and electronic industries, especially for the body. And so India dependence is there for global supply chain dependency, and geopolitics, green energy transition, etc., etc. Those things are there. Whenever we are learning about China and India relations, we'll discuss. I mean, we'll revive those things. Next, next article. Next article. Uh, how global warming affects forecasting. So they have given that the existing models cannot reproduce monsoon trends in the first half of the century and are considered unreliable for the future. So meteorologists will need to figure out if the predictability of natural modes such as hurricanes, El Nino, La Nino, and the Indian Ocean dipole will decrease as the warming is relentless, if not accelerating, he's saying. So basically, we need to see what are the impacts of global warming on forecasting. So whatever the forecasting is taking place, uh, the forecasting department couldn't estimate correct forecasting with regarding to the weather patterns because of increased weather variability. So why the climatologist couldn't forecast the weather patterns exactly are because of the global warming. What happening with the global warming is it is increasing the weather variability, and whenever because global warming causes more extreme weather events, like we have witnessed the heat waves, intense storms, droughts, and heavy rainfall. So we have recently seen that in Vijayawada floods have come, and in Wayanad floods are there, in Bihar floods are going on, and in summer we have seen intense heat waves in Rajasthan and Delhi also, and in Telangana some regions also have witnessed the heat waves. So because the forecasting became more challenging as traditional models may not accurately capture the sudden and extreme changes that is there, and also the climate patterns are changing. The long-standing climate patterns like jet stream, El Nino, La Nino, and Enso, uh, El Nino or Southern Oscillation. So these changes introduce uncertainty in weather systems, and it making harder to predict seasonal changes and large-scale atmospheric movements also. And there is sea level rise, and coastal forecasting is also going in a, I mean, because of the changing salinity levels, and also those salinity levels also indirectly affect the storms, and also that is why it's leading to less accurate hurricanes and cyclone predictions are going wrong. And there is disruptions in the ocean circulation also because of the melting of ice caps, and those ice caps, it is disrupting and it creating a major currents, it is disrupting the major currents in the Gulf Stream. So and also there is increased uncertainty in models, I mean baseline climatic conditions, and so we need to update those things using technology. And other things are impact on precipitation patterns, like leading because global warming is intensifying the water cycle, and this makes it harder to forecast rainfalls, floods, and droughts, etc., etc. Those things are there. It's a climatic phenomena. Just know the effect of global warming on the climatic patterns that can surface. And we'll switch to the next article. Government mulls over sending Jaishankar for SEO meet in Pakistan. So S. Jaishankar, who is the External Affairs Minister, he went. He gonna go to Pakistan next month to attend the Shanghai Cooperation Organization. Now we look on the overview of the Shanghai Cooperation Organization. So basically, the Shanghai Cooperation Organization, it is a political, economic, and security alliance, and it comprises of 8 member states, primarily from Eurasia. And the main aim of this Shanghai Cooperation Organization is to promote regional stability, and also counter terrorism efforts and enhance economic cooperation. And it is founded in 2001 by 6 countries. The first one is China, second one is Russia, Kazakhstan, Kyrgyzstan, Tajikistan, and Uzbekistan. So the Kyrgyzstan, Tajikistan, Uzbekistan, China, and Russia, these 6 countries have started the Shanghai Cooperation Organization. And initially, it formed to address border issues and security concerns. And after a few years, it have expanded itself as economic cooperation for and cultural exchanges things. So there are 8 members. First one is China, Russia, and India is also joined in 2017. Pakistan also joined in 2017. Kazakhstan, Kyrgyzstan, Tajikistan, Uzbekistan. So these 4 stans are there. 5 stans are there. Not 5 stans also. One is Pakistan, Kazakhstan, Kyrgyzstan, Tajikistan, Uzbekistan. So 5 stans are there, plus China, plus Russia, plus India. So India, China, Russia, Pakistan, Kazakhstan, Kyrgyzstan, Tajikistan, and Uzbekistan. And countries like Afghanistan, Belarus, and Iran, they have observer status regarding that. And it is like we have discussed about, it is all about the security cooperation, economic cooperation, political stability, cultural exchange. Those things are there, and there are internal differences between in diplomatic hurdles are there, economic disparities also there. We'll analyze after the meeting of the Shanghai Cooperation Organization. So next article, we'll switch. India sharing information between Russia and Ukraine. This Jaishankar is saying, and other article is that in page number 14, at the UN, Zelensky urges countries to accept his peace plan. So now we look on what is his peace plan. So Zelensky, he's asking that he's urging in that Russia should completely withdraw and restoration of Ukraine's sovereignty should happen. International security guarantees to prevent further aggression should be done. Justice and accountability is there. Compensation for damage should also should be given by Russia. And the prisoner exchanges and safe returns of refugees, those things are there. And demilitarization of conflict zones, whatever conflict zones are there, we have seen in news. So those demilitarization, those things are there. Next article. We'll switch to next article. I think yeah, that's all for today. Thank you. Have a great day. Good night.